The Secret Shortcut, written and illustrated by Mark Teague. On Monday, Wendell and Floyd were late to school. They had nearly been captured by space creatures, they told their teacher. Ridiculous, cried Mrs. Gernsplat, and she warned them not to let it happen again. Ooh. But Tuesday was no better. Pirates were loose in the neighborhood, and it was sheer bad luck, Wendell and Floyd explained, that they showed up late for school. Preposterous, said Miss Gernsplat. And on Wednesday, even though Wendell and Floyd left early, a plague of frogs made them late again. Absurd, cried their teacher. I'm warning you, be here on time tomorrow or else, and no more crazy excuses. There's got to be a better way to get to school on time, said Wendell. We'll just have to leave earlier. Floyd arrived at Wendell's house so early the next morning that the sun was barely up and Wendell was still in his pajamas. I've got an idea, said Wendell as he quickly got dressed. We'll follow my secret shortcut and get to school even sooner. Shortcut? Asked Floyd. I didn't know there were any good shortcuts to school. This is the secretest shortcut of all, said Wendell. In fact, I invented it myself. He led Floyd up the alley by the Ulick's backyard, then down a culvert, over the fence, and through the dense thicket of blackberry vines. They scrambled over some boulders, down a steep bank, and crossed a narrow stream. This is some shortcut, said Floyd. Relax, said Wendell. We'll be there in just a minute. But the forest became thicker and darker. Soon it hung with vines. The screeches of strange jungle animals echoed all around. Maybe we took a wrong turn, said Floyd. I'm pretty sure the school is just right up ahead, Wendell told him. The jungle only grew wilder, and when the boys finally found a trail, it didn't lead straight to school as they had hoped. Instead, it meandered through quicksand swamps and past large, sleeping crocodiles. And also across a deep, rocky gorge. It began to get late. Oh, this is going to be hard to explain, said Floyd. They found a small clearing. I have an idea, said Wendell. We can climb a tree and see if we can spot the school. They chose the biggest, tallest tree they could find and climbed all the way to the top. Do you see the school? Asked Wendell. I don't even see the town, said Floyd. They watched some monkeys playing in the treetops. Ooh, I have another idea, said Wendell. What's that? Said Floyd. He was getting tired of Wendell's ideas. We'll swing from these vines just like the monkeys, said Wendell. That way we'll travel much faster. Soon they were swinging from vine to vine. This isn't bad, shouted Floyd. I bet we're making good time. I knew the shortcut would work out, Wendell crowed. But at that moment, they ran out of vines. The boys landed, plop, plop, in a giant puddle of mud. Now what do we do? Said Floyd. I don't know, said Wendell. I'm out of ideas. They sat in the puddle and thought about all the trouble they were going to be in. Miss Gernsplat will never believe this story, said Wendell. It is kind of crazy, said Floyd. Just then, from far away, they heard the school bell ring. Did you hear that? Said Wendell. That was the first bell. We can still make it if we run. They ran out of the jungle, gave way to the forest, and the forest became woods, and then they scurried through the Mortaries' backyard and up the hill to school. They flew through the door of Mrs. Gernsplat's room and landed squishly in their seats, just as the late bell rang. Well, you made it, said their teacher, and just in time. But how on earth did you get so muddy just walking to school? Floyd looked at Wendell. Wendell looked at Floyd. On second thought, said Mrs. Gernsplat, maybe you'd better not tell me. During recess, Wendell and Floyd sat out in the sun to give the mud a chance to dry. At least we got to school on time, said Wendell. That's the main thing, Floyd agreed. And it was In fact, it was quite a while before they were ever late to school again. Even so, they never did find a really good shortcut.